Hi guys, my name is Tatiana, and in this video I want to teach you how to create an end screen in Canva. If you're completely new to that app, I think you might have to learn a little bit or experiment yourself with how to use it, because I don't dwell on some technical details. For a long time I just show the principle. So the first thing to do is like as you see, I have here my channel, and then I go to manage videos, and then I open the YouTube studio, find a video which you already uploaded, and then you go to add end screen. So the second thing to do is to do a screenshot of this window with the video, so basically how it shows it here, and that will allow you to understand the proportions of this small video compared to the whole video. You can also look online for some videos. For example, I found this particular video, as you can see on the screen, and I suspect that it had a virus attached to it. I'm not saying 100%, but my computer started behaving strangely after. So the next step would be to go to Canva and click on Create Design. It's best to use a custom size. In this case, you just put 9020 by 1080, for example, if it's an HD video. If it's not, then just choose the size you want. For your end screen, it gets you to the editing page. I uploaded after that the files which I created before, the screenshot of my video end screen, as you can see here on the screen. So now I'm comparing the screenshot of my video with the measuring. I'm getting this message from my antivirus program because it's yeah, it didn't like one of these files. I'm not sure which one. I suspect that it's the blue one, so I took it away. So after that I went and added from lines and shapes a square shape, and once you add it to the file, so what I did is that I changed the transparency so that I could see the image below. I think it's too much work, in my opinion, to figure out how many pixels by width, so this worked for me better than just trying to estimate how many pixels, because as you saw, the suggested dimensions were for a lower resolution, so this is more reliable. Okay, so double check that it's even, and it doesn't have to be perfect, because like it's just a quick, like a few seconds of end screen. I tried to change a different color, just like to see better and to experiment which color to leave. So then I copied it. If you right click on this window, you can see an option to copy. You can copy it and create a second window, and you just have to line them up so that it's in the proper position. So I challenged myself here and decided to create double frames, and then I experimented with some frames which were available for free. Some of them had animation in them, but I decided to just keep things simple, just double frame, and also create it in the same fashion, a circular form. Okay, also I played with colors, but just left everything as the other frames are. Now the next step is to add a background, and also to add some kind of like social media, or maybe your website, arrows and things like that. So I tried a few backgrounds, and somehow they just were not exactly what I needed. I just used one of my pictures, like a wooden background. The only thing, like, make sure to copy once in a while your design, so that if you change something and decide to go back, you can easily go back to that without losing this opportunity. I prefer sometimes to do extra copies, just to have that in case I already did many steps and it's just easier to go back to the previous design. So I ended up choosing a turquoise background with this kind of blurry design. And then the next step is to choose this text and any social media. You can watch my speeded up performance, to see the process. If you have questions, you can put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. But pretty much for anyone who already worked in Canva, it's quite intuitive what to do. It just takes time and it's a bit tedious, you know. So once you create your design and you choose the arrows and decide what text to add, social media icons, you download it. I usually prefer PNG format for YouTube, and after that, once you saved it, you open that file in the editing software. I use HitFilm Express, so I added my file to this software and just played with the position of it, and as you see, I kind of dragged the end of my video with this thank you for watching into one of the videos. You don't have to do that. You can just put kind of leave it empty in a way, because there will be some other video there once you add them in the end screen later. But it's always good to have some kind of either voiceover or music so that it's not just blank, you know, end screen, because people most likely will just leave fast if there's nothing there, no information. But then I decided that, okay, so this logo kind of doubles the one which is on the picture. And so I went back and I also thought that it would be great to have 3 windows rather than 2, just as an alternative for that design. So I added the 3rd window, and then I had to check whether it was in the right position. And this is actually one of the trickier moments, because as it turned out to be, my window was a little bit too high, but not too bad. So I shifted it down a bit. So I also changed later the positions of the arrows, making them a little bit bigger. And I downloaded the final image. So once you prepare your end screen, you export the video, so you have a video ready with the end screen with windows. And then in the YouTube Studio, where you can add end screen, you put, as you can see on the video here, either best for viewer video or a chosen video or a playlist, whatever you prefer. I usually like to offer a variety of options. And then you just double check that everything works fine. So I played a bit with the positions to make sure that it just kind of makes sense when they appear there in the video. And then also once you save it, you go back to the editing page and you will see a video link under the video on the right in the upper corner. In my case, I actually wasn't able to check whether the end screen worked fine or not, because it was a private video and apparently Google doesn't show it. But I checked it later once I published the video and saw that actually the positions of the frames were a little bit off, but not too bad, as you can see on the screen. So later for one of the other videos, I will just shift in Canva the frames down a little bit, so I will adjust the file. But overall it works fine. And you can even use that template in Canva for yourself, or to change the background and to create some other screen. If you shift the windows, you would have to double check with the measuring frame, you know, that file which I mentioned, or any other file which you trust. And that's how you do the end screen. Alright guys, I hope that you can create your own end screen with this tutorial. Feel free to leave comments to these videos. I'm happy to hear how it was for you. And I'll talk to you soon in the next video.